Since WandaVision ended a month ago, I decided to do a review. In fact, I don't think I've ever done a TV show review on my account. So, for the video, I will do WandaVision review. The show premiered early this year on Disney+, focusing on two characters, Vision and Wanda, which takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. The two are living in a suburban town as they begin to enter decades via television style of tropes. The couple suspect that things are not as they seem as chaos happens in each episode. First off, the concept sounds great. Both characters going to different decades of TV shows, going from 50s style all the way to modernization show as of today. That would sound great, but hear me out. It has some Marvel Cinematic Universe style plot, which I'm not saying the plot is bad in this show. There is a lot going on in this show. The first 3 episodes start as traditional sitcom, then episode 4 goes outside of the TV style, goes into FBI situation. And no, this is not crime show reference. Episode 5 goes back to TV, but then cuts to the agents. Episode 6 starts as a big territory, goes into TV show, then a big static wall begins to disintegrate. Episode 7 still goes back to TV style. Then episode 8 and 9 gets more non-TV style and goes realistic out of the world. Thankfully it's not a complicated show. Anyways, let's start with the characters. Of course, Wanda and Vision are there, both played by Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. I do like both of them, and I will say, they did more develop than they both debuted in Avengers Age of Ultron. Agatha was a pretty interesting character. She becomes a nice neighbor to Wanda, but then goes sneaky when she turns into a witch. In fact, they use a theme song for Agatha, and yeah, that was pretty funny. There's other characters that work in the Sword Agents, like Jimmy Woo, Monica Rambeau, and Darcy Lewis. And yeah, they were from past Marvel movies. Yeah, I wasn't too excited to see Darcy back, since I don't like her. But she's not bad in the series. I found Pietro a good addition bonus, and yes, that's Peter from the X-Men films. Moving on to TV show style, because that's probably the most highlight in the show. I like when the episodes goes into TV show styles. The episodes are paying homage to I Love Lucy and Dick Van Dyke Show in the 50s, Bewitched in the 60s, Brady Bunch in the 70s, Family Ties, Growing Pains, Full House in the 80s/90s, Malcolm in the Middle in the late 90s, 2000s, and Modern Family in the late 2000s, 2010s. Out of any of the styles, that's my favorite. I go with the late 90s, 2000s. Not because they spoof Malcolm in the Middle, but because that's the decade I grew up with. On top of that, it is funny. It's got some cool action moments. In fact, the fighting towards the end was really good. Wanda's costume looks really cool. Even though I didn't grow up with comic books much, that's the costume people know and claims that Wanda is Scarlet Witch. To anyone think that the show is a little cringe or predictable, which I didn't have any problems with that. I have seen some people enjoy the show fine. However, the only downside is it's only one season. That's why the last episode is titled The Series Finale, meaning it's over, no renewed for season 2, which they could continue the show and focus on Wanda. Without giving away the credits to the last episode, Wanda is at a cabin to study on something. So, will it happen for Wanda? If they could, but either way, it was a pretty good show. Despite only one season, Marvel had to do a show for that. Even though I like The Mandalorian a little bit more because it's more episodic than WandaVision, as I'm currently doing this, I'm watching Falcon the Winter Soldier, which is a good show. I can say check it out, but I say start with the Marvel movies first before you get into the show. Still, WandaVision was a fun ride shortly. That is all from my first TV show review. There will be more TV show videos. I'll see you guys soon for more videos.